This is a picture of the Zohar Kodesh with a pirush of the Matak Medavash, and we're going to be in Parshat Bahalotcha. Every shul should have this set, if not for purposes of people to learn it, because we're trying really to publicize here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel the fact that this is the Holy Zohar. Really has something for Ashkenaz to learn. I daven in a shul where there are no Kabbalists at all. It's strict Ashkenaz, very nice, very pleasant people, but they have no clue as to what's going on in the Zohar and in the hidden reaches of the Torah. Let's come over here and let's try to educate ourselves. So here we are, Parshas Bahalotcha. And the Zohar, well, we're going to begin with the Ramatik Medavash, might as well do it that way. It says, Rebbe Lozav, Rebbe Yossi, Rebbe Yitzchak, these three rabbis, have Ozle Ba'orcha, excuse me. They were going along their way. Now, question is that you see this phrase a lot, that they were going along their way. So I'm assuming that this means that they're sitting and learning in the Beis HaMedrash of Rebbe Shimon, and their minds are going into the places of the deep places of Torah, and that's where they travel. So what's the cardo? Pagshu Bahare Ararat. That's how maybe we pronounce it. Adahava Ozli Zalkav Ainoi Rebbe Lozer. Before they got there, or as they were going, Rebbe Lozer lifted up his eyes and he said, Ba'od Shoya Cholkim Herim Rebbe Lozer as Einav. He lifted his eyes. Bahame Inin Turi Rimoyin. And he saw these tremendously high mountains. I was on a train in eastern Turkey like 50 years ago, 60 years ago, somewhere 55 years ago. And you get it's a flat area, and then to the north as you're going west are these huge mountains. You're in a flat area, and there are these huge mountains. Osam Harim Hagavohim, and these are the high mountains where Mount Ararat is located. They suddenly found themselves in the midst of these mountains, and they were frightened. The sun didn't go through well, it was all shaded. It's a kind of situation where suddenly you realize that you're surrounded in a place that you don't know. And it brings pachad, fear, to the heart of a man. Rebbe Lozer said to them, Rebbe Lozer that went with him. If Abba would be, that is Rebbe Shimon, we wouldn't be frightened at all. Avi Rebbe Shimon hoyukan lo hoyisim epachad avachava kevin da'ana talasa. So he says that even with all of this, so since we are three, there are three of us here. The rabbi said like this: that the only time that the mazikin, that is the accidents of the world, the things that cause us pain, he says mazikin. They won't appear before three people. Where we're speaking of so that we'll learn Torah. So if you're learning Torah while you're going on the way, even if you're in a frightening place, there's no din around. The Torah keeps it away. So he said of the pasuk, Rebbe Lozer b'divrei Torah, so Rebbe Lozer began with divrei Torah, v'chama k'siv, v'tanach ha'teva b'chodesh shvi, and he quotes this pasuk. And the teva, that is the Noah's Ark. He said he came to rest in the 7th month, b'sheva aser yom, on the 17th day, the chodesh, al hare Ararat, and this mountain's called Ararat. What's Ararat mean? The commandment of V'chad pasuk zeh. So later on, we're going to explain this. V'hikdim b'shvacha shal Torah. So it begins with the praise of the Torah. V'amecha kama chavivim milid raisa. Kama chavivim, how precious hein divrei Torah. The B'kol Mila is Razin Elon. Every single word of the Torah Shebakol mida b'mida yesh ba sodas elyonim. There are internal, very, very high level, that means close to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu secrets. V'araisa kula Eloi ikri. V'chatorah kula nikras Torah ne'ela. It's called the Torah up above, that's elevated, v'chashuva, and considered to be extremely important. So v'taninan, so we learn like this, b'tleisach v'mekilin da'raisa, v'lamanda b'braisa shall yud gimel midas sha'hatorah nidreshes b'chem. So there's the number 13 appears in many places. Here he wants to say that when he talk about the 13 midas of Rachamim, the Torah, that this also could be used for the 13, to be able to find 13 different ways in which the Torah could be discussed, to be understood. Kol davar shechoy b'klal yotzeh ben haklal l'lamed. Anything that was a part of a klal, a category, comes out of the category and teaches. Lo l'lamed l'atzma yotzeh. It doesn't come out by itself to teach about itself. L'lamed of the klal kula yotzeh, but only to teach about the general category. Now, what are we talking about? Meforish v'omer, and explains. The whole Raisa, the ihi klala ilah. So he says, Ki haTorah shehi kol gadol. This is the great incorporation. Everything is in it. Shekolelas a malaya mitzvahs lahoros maya asa Yisrael, because it's full of Torah mitzvahs that teaches maya asa Yisrael, to tell us how to behave, how to conduct our life. V'afal gav denafach minal chad sipur ba'alma. V'afal pi sheyotze b'mena sipur pashut echad ba'alma. So what does he mean by that? Even though something came out of it, comes out of this cloud, and it seems to be a story, just a story, a common story. It's not coming to tell the story because there's something in the story. The story is coming to tell you about the klal, which is the Torah. But it's also coming to tell you, to show us, to teach us, Devarim elyonim v'sodas elyonim, things that are coming from a panimistic place. Elyon also means panimi, because we understand that the world is built around, let's say, so to speak, a drop of the light of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. So he says v'sodas elyonim shurna mazah b'chem, that are referenced in them. So it doesn't come out to teach about itself. Because there are secrets of the Torah in it. It's not coming to teach you a secret by itself. It's coming to teach you yourself about the Torah. Shebakol ha-Torah yesh ba nistaros, because every little bit of the Torah has secret things hidden within it. To begin, the haku sipa, the araisa, the fisha osa sipa shebetorah. O haku uvado o osa hamasa, or that particular deed or action we're talking about. Afal gav hu nafka meklala daraisa, afal pishu hu yotze meklala satara, even though that it goes out of the general category of Torah, so it's talking about something else. Sheikara he hukim and mishpatim, because we understand that the rules and the judgments of the Torah is the main part. Lav al garme nafek bilvad lo laharos al atzmo. So this story, that's what we're talking about, the harem or Ararat, for example, and walking around through that in the teva that rested there. Lo laharos as atzmo bilvad yotza sheyesh bo sisrei Torah, because in fact there are secrets of the Torah in this. It's really coming to teach us about the general category, that is the category which is Torah. The Hebrew is Ella. Yotza the Haros al Klal comes to teach us about the general category. Shall call a Torah, the whole Torah. Shamalaya Rozing the Araisa, which is full of secrets of the Torah. Shahoya Efshar Lomar, because it was possible to say, Shahamitzvos v'chachukim v'mispat shpashtim hem beniglos ve'ein bechem nistaros. So, like Sefer said, that the rules and the thing are revealed, and in other words, the pashtus of what they said, ve'ein bechem nistaros, and there's nothing hidden within them. V'chein ba zech hasipur l'lamed. So therefore, the story is coming to teach us alehem, about them. Shagam behem yesh sodas nistaros. That even if you see a story, so the story says that the teva came to rest in Hari Ararat at a certain day and a certain time, but there's a secret in it. Kagon, let's say v'chaydech said like this. It says like this: V'tanach hateva b'chodesh shvihi b'shuva aser yom l'chodesh al Hari Ararat. So this came out. This pasuk is part of the Chumash. It tells a story. So it's not talking about the mitzvahs of what you need to do. Because there's nothing, no story here to tell you about, well, put on your tefillin today or something like that. So it's coming out a very simple story. My ikvas lon shari bahai o bahai. So he says ki ezechilug yotzelonu. So what's the difference that we come and to see im nacha hateva bahar zeh or bahar zeh? So what's the difference if it comes to rest on one particular mountain, which was called Ararat? The ha ba'aser chad lishrei. For certainly it didn't float around, it just came to rest in one particular place. So therefore we have to say like this: it's to tell you something specific. This place has some kind of a secret about it. And it comes in order. It's really a story about the Torah. Lilmod b'zeh al kol chelkei haTorah sheyesh ben razin the raisa kol l'komon. There's the secrets here. That's why it's coming. This story. V'amar Bahalotcha the coin inen yisrochel tzihiv luhu araisa yilo araisa the kshut. So he says, Bahalotcha said, happy ashreichem Yisrael shenitna lachem Torah. The Torah is given to them. Na'ala chashuva, that it is a level, extremely important level, shehi teres emes, which is the Torah of truth. Aman the amid the haku sipura the araisa the achazov al haku sipa bilvad kaase tefach ruche umi. So he translates it like this: umi she'omer, me, that person who says like this, ki osa chasiba shepetera. This story about coming to rest at this place called Ararat. Just a story. It's just really a story that wants to tell us something special about history, let's say. If a person thinks that that's what it is, let his breath leave him and he will be left dead. Came because if that's the case, and it's just a story that somehow managed to get its way into the Chumash, Ein he Torah ne'ela. This is not the upper Torah. Chavarashuva the Torah's emes, and it was considered to be the Torah of emes. Alavadai araisa kadisha yilo ihi. But what you say here is actually kadisha yilo, really the upper holiness. Now, upper, again, which we say all the time, means inner, because if you look at, you see that everything is wrapped around an imperceivable dot. Then you understand that everything is surrounding this dot. And so therefore he says, Alavadai araisa kadisha yilo ihu araisa the chshut, and that dot represents the ultimate truth. Alavadai Torah gadusha hi na'ela, it's elevated, vihi Torah's emes, and is the Torah of truth. Tachaz, you come and see Melech Basav Adam, a flesh and blood king. Lav Yakara delay hu liishtoi mila dehedyot. Bavare, he says, Ki afilu Melech Basav Adam. Ein zechad lefi kuvodo l'saper devarim peshutim. So it's not his glory, it's not honorable for him. That's a good word. L'saper devarim peshutim, just talk about common things. Kol shechein lemichtav le. Now he's talking about the story, our king, the king here that we talk about. This is a Bas Vadam king. We're talking about the king of the universe. King would not just start telling stories. If he might think, the Malka Yilo Kuja Barichu Lo Havale Milin Gedishim Lemichtav, that he didn't have anything holy to write. You might think Shemelech Elyon, the Kodesh Baruch Hu lo choyu lecha devarim kedusha nechtov. He didn't have anything holy to write. Leme'eved minaychu araisa la'asos mehen Torah, to make a Torah out of them. Ela deihu konish kol milin dehedyot. Ela shuhu kibetz, he gathers together v'asaf. Call the Varan Peshutim, all the simple things. Now, I'm not sure where we're going here, so let's see. We're going Milin de Esav. For example, let's talk about our brother. Kamosha Sipur Shel Esav. We start to tell a story about Esav. Milin de Hagar, or we talk about Hagar, the wife of Avram Avinu. Hasipurim Shel Hagar. Milin de Lavan v'Yaakov, and then there's also stories about Yaakov and Lavan, meaning the Asan, and also the story about the donkey of Bilam. Hasipurim shall Osanu shall Bilam, his female donkey. Milin de Bilam, then, and we talk about Bilam, Sipor and Bilam. So these are all different stories that appear in the Torah. Milin de Balak, Sipor and Balak. Milin de Zimri, also we come to Zimri now, but Sipor and Zimri. The Konish, the Hu, the Kibetz, and all of these different stories are gathered together. The Kol Shar Sipurim Dechsivim, the old Kol Shar Sipurim Hachasuva B'Torah, and all the other Pesukim in the Torah. The Avid Menaichu Araisa, and from them put them together, it becomes a whole flow of light, which is called the Araisa. I said this particular case is with the word Torah, but the first three letters make the word Or. The also became Torah, and makes a Torah out of them. The my ikri terasemis, and then why is it called a true Torah? Im came lama nikras atara terasemis, the nikra teras Hashem temima, edus Hashem ne'amana, pekudi Hashem yesharim, mitzvahs Hashem bara, yiras Hashem tahara, mishpatech Hashem emes. Shekol elach hashvachim, so it goes all of the different praises that we have for the Torah. The Shvachim, Mora al Ma'alas HaTorah, they all teach about the tremendous worth, the value of the Torah. That are more precious than all different kinds of gold, great gold. Ilun inin mili daraisa, these are the words of the Torah. Elohim divrei HaTorah, these are the words of the Torah. So let's find out, is there a secret here that he wants to teach us besides this? Elavadai Araisa Kadisha Yelo Ihu Raisa the Chshut. He says Elavadai Gatera the Kedusha, the holy Torah, that comes from a place of complete and total purity. He El Yona Vihi Teres Emes, it's beyond El Yona, Penimis, comes very, very close to the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, if we could find our way through it. Vihi Teres Emes, Teres Hashem Temima. Believe shum chisaron, that phrase, there's nothing lacked in it. V'kol milach asya l'achazara b'milim elohim, and every single word comes to tell it. V'kol milach baz l'haro devarim elyonim, things which are extremely high beyond this physical world in which we find ourselves. Dahahu milu dahaki sipach v'lav l'achazara al garme bilvad kalasa asya. So there's something inside of the Torah that he begins of this story that he wants to tell us, that there's something inside of it. Lo ba laharos al atzman bilvad. It's not coming just to tell you the story about itself, that the Teva came to rest in the Mount of Ararat, but it's something deeper inside of it. But what it's coming to teach you is something that you could use to understand the Torah better. The haros I'll call the Torah, to understand about the category itself, or the general principle of the Torah. That were hidden inside of it, the secrets of Torah. This had been talked about. So on a little bit more. There's a little bit more here. Tochazi. So the Zohar says like this: come and see. Ba v'rei matcha kosef v'tanach hateva. So the ark came to rest. B'chodesh Rashbi, in the 7th month, b'shiva asa yom l'chodesh al hare Ararat, and it came to wet on the 17th day of the month on the mountain of Ararat. Now he's a hare Ararat. So hare amidst the mountains, because it's plural, of Ararat. Hai kra kach ihu. So pasuk zeh kahu sodu commotion avoir. So this we're going to explain. V'ho itbach ki b'shata the din of tale al alma, at the time when din is hovering over the world. Let's see about the din is always hovering over the world, but sometimes it gets broken open, that is that which contains it, and it spreads out a lot more. The B'sha hadin talui al olam, Haile Rosh Hashanah, and he says, when is that? Specifically on the day of judgment, Rosh Hashanah. The dinim sharian, the dinim shorim ba'olam, there were dinim all around the world on that particular day. He said, "V'kucha berichu Yosef al kurs yechad the din of the lemeidan alma cha'az Hakadosh Baruch Hu, because then Hakadosh Baruch Hu Yosef al kisei hadin, he sits on the throne of judgment, the don as olam, to judge the world. Bahahu kursia kama rishimin is rishimu be. V'zeh ha'kisei. So now look at the throne. Kama rishumos, there are many different impressions, stamps, nirshimobo, and let's keep to impressions. Ki sham mitzuyarim kol hamaisim shalatachtaina, because in this throne, on this throne, are carved, so to speak. I don't know if the word wasn't carved, just impressed. All of the maisim shalatachtaina. He said v'kama piskin gnizim begavei. V'kama piske dinim, and all different kinds of psakim of din. Shal hatachtanim machsuvim bepisakim bepiskim genuzim bo. So there's all different kinds of din. Lower din, that is what's going to happen to us in this world. You're going to get run over by a car. You're going to get a blessing. You're going to hit the lottery. What's going to happen to a person? There were all different kinds of dinim that are hidden inside of it. Because of the, what is this word? The purse. He says that it's like I said, I have the word purse. Begon the malko, like the purse of a king. He's carrying it around. But so tik is a purse of the king. Kuhu Sfarim the Besichim Tamen is Genizo. Kol HaSfarim HaNeftachim Barosh Hashanah. So all of the books, I guess the books of judgment, that are opened up on the day of Rosh Hashanah, Shebechem Nechtavim V'Nechtamim, because they are written and sealed. B'nei Adam L'Chaim B'Lamavis. Some people go to death, some people go to life. Sham get nignazu, because in that place they're all hidden. The dinim are all hidden within it. Begin kach lo isnashem mila min malka. The lokain lo nishkach shum davar min amelach. So therefore we don't find anything for the king. Gain shekel ifnecha bekisa kavoda yisbarach. Now there has to be a mistake in my translating. So let begin kach lo isnashem. I think this should have been forgotten. Mila min malka, any of the words of the Torah, v'lekach lo nishkach shum davar min hamelach. So therefore, because the din is so powerful, ki ein shikar lifnei kisei gavadecha, nothing is hidden from him. V'hai kursya lo istaking lo sharia ele b'chodesh Shvi. So we understand when he says the seventh month. The seventh month is the month of Tishrei. It's Rosh Hashanah of that month, or that is the Rosh Chodesh of that month is Rosh Hashanah. So all of the books of judgment are open. So this kisei is not built. And is only there. In other words, it's only prepared for the seventh month. Because the seventh month is the month when the dinim come down. Shuhu chodesh tishrei. Dihu yom of the dinner, which is the day of judgment. She'ein ha'sha'az hu rosh hashana shuhu yom adin. Yom Kol B'nai Alma is Pakdon Bey. So this is the day with all of the people of the world are visited. What does he mean? Hu Yom Shekol B'nai Alam Nifkadim V'Nizkarim Bo. So all of them are counted, appointed. The different things that are going to happen to them are Nizkarim Bo. Kuhu Avrem Kameha Hu Kursia. Kulam Oivrim Kisa, who all of them pass before this throne. Now this throne has all of the judgments. Do we understand this throne? Not so easily. So let's understand this throne has within it the judgments of and the deeds of every single person, every single thing that exists in the world comes before that. How could that be possible? It's not possible if you think of it from the top down. In other words, this is great throne, and the throne is everything is underneath it, but actually, in fact, the throne is at the very bottom. The throne collects all of the different deeds of everything because it's panimi to them. They're all going to come down and they're going to wind up being in that Malchus Dikadin right there. And the ark came to rest. Shehi Soda Malchus. What is the concept of Malchus? Malchus is the ultimate pool. It's called a kolel of the kolel. It's the ultimate pool of light that comes from the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, comes into Malchus. Now, if the light itself is pure, then what's going to transfer to that is going to be purity into all of the different dinim that we have, and it'd be nicer. But on the other hand, that all of that, these secrets are all there within, in that Malchus. The Bina, the Don Esa Olam, and she comes down to rest. Why does Malchus come to rest? So that she should become a throne, let's say a collection, a base kibble for Bina, in order to bring the judgments of Bina into the world as a Olam. B'chodesh Shvi, in the 7th month, Chayne b'chodesh Shvi Vadai. This definitely can only be at that month. Dihu Din Alma. This is the month of Din. Shahaz Din Danim as a Olam, because then we judge the world. Masha Kosev, and what he writes like this: Al Hare Ararat, Shehem Harim Chashukim, they are the mountains of darkness. So he says, Haromazim al dinim kashim, which teaches us that we walk through a world which is full of dinim. Dahainu ilin ma'arechem dedina, these are the masters, Elohim bali dinim, people who have sheba'olim atzilos, that's their bali dinim. I'm not sure what he means by bali dinim here yet. So he says that these, let me read it again. Masha Kosev al Hare Ararat. Why that name? He says because they're in a place of tremendous darkness. Once you get into that area, very little light comes through. Haramazim al dinim koshin. Dahainu Eden ma'arechem the dinim. These people are bali dinim, the peas who have din on them. Elohim bali hadinim sheba'olam atzilus, but in the olam atzilus, in other words, the place of the formation of the path of light from the Ein Sof Baruch Hu to us. Ma'arechem the Yevovah of Yololo, bali hashivarim v'chatruo. So he says, Ma'arechem the Yevovah, these are the concept of the sounds of the shofar, of Yevovah and Yololo, different kind of wailing sounds of the shofar. Bali hashvarim v'chatrua, shehem bali hadinim, because those two sounds are sounds of din. Sheba'olamos Yetzira v'Asiya, in the lower worlds, the worlds of Yetzira, which feeds into our world. World of Zira, as Yetzira, could be analogized to the world of the letter Vav, of a Yud Kei Vav Kei, and Asiya would be the final letter Hey. In other words, they're flowing down that pipeline of the Vav into the final K, which is Asiya. The Kugel Shkichin Bahahu Yoma Kamei Kutra Barichu Bishabakulam Nimsoha Biyom Rosh Hashanah, because of the day of Rosh Hashanah. All of them will appear before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, now HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'kama mare trisin is arach b'hayoma. Trisim are shields. V'kama bale megenim, different kinds of shields. Shehem bale melchamos sheba olam abriya. These are the masters of war. These are the warriors in the olam abriya. Hamis aradach b'zecha, which are aroused on this day. V'hu kai mitochus alku kursia b'dinda albacha v'kulam omdim tachas kisa hamalchus kashadanim es ha'olam, as the world is judged. V'yisrael metzalam salusa b'haku yoma. So we pray on that particular day. V'yisrael zechus palam tefila b'yom ha'hu u'boim u'boim meschanadan kamei u'mevakshim meschanadan HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and they seek and they look for supplication. What's the right word? And they are begging before a Kodesh Baruch Hu. The talking b'shofar, they blow the shofar. The talking b'shofar, v'kudshacha b'richu chayas aleichem. But Kodesh Baruch Hu merachem aleichem. He has mercy on us. Because we do all of these things. Umehafech adin the rachme, umehafech lehem es adin the rachamim. Kol iloiv satoy pasche v'imre v'amre. So all of the upper Torah, the lower Torah, pasche v'amre, they open up and they spit and they say, Kol ha'olyonim v'tachtonim poschim v'omrim. They begin and they speak like this. V'omrim ashrei ha'am yodaya sarua. Happy is the person who knows how to blow the shofar. Pirush, it means, what does that mean? Sheyodin the shvar v'levata the shvor. They know how to break, to nullify, as a maktoragim, as those accusers al yedei trua, because in the court of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, there are accusers. They come into Olam Atzilus, so they try really to reach us here in Olam Asiyah and Olam Yitzira. So therefore, on this day of Rosh Hashanah, we need to that the person who's going to blow the shofar, Yada Iker, so the decuse that he's going to know the secret of the blowing, what it actually does. And he should learn the kavanas of the trua. And he should, excuse me, Yavid. Do this thing with using the upper chachma. The batal is called hamiktaragim, because chachma has the ability to be able to mevat. What is chachma? Chachma is the ultimate consciousness that a person could reach, and that happens at different times when a person puts in the effort to do that. V'chodalcha Sivan is written along to that. Ashrei ha'am yodea sarua. Happy is the man or the people who know how to blow. The locus of toke terua, the blow the toke. So it's yodea. There's something to know here, which is below the surface. The main thing is really what's going on with the blowing. And it's said like this, now we have a good idea what's going on. This is Baruch Fleischman. You've been listening to the Zohar HaKodesh for the translation of the Pirush of the Matak B'Devash. This is Parsha's Bahalotcha.